Metroidvanias are my favorite video game genre. Metroid Prime is my second favorite video game of all time. So this should be, for me, a game that I was very hyped for, and yet I have describing this game is just a very just mixed bag for me. So I'm here to describe what went wrong and what went right and how I just feel about the game overall. I'm going to look at the positives. I'm gonna have a section called the positive section, the negative section. So hope you all enjoy. Let's start off with positives. So, to start things off, there's one thing I noticed when I first boot up the game. When I first boot this game up, it had really nice presentation. Metroid Prime 4's art team and music team is still here. The title screen to the intro, very much Retro Studios at its finest. The intro is actually pretty fun too. The boss was pretty cool. I thought the introduction to Psylocke, oh boy, that's not gonna lead to anything in the negative section, but I thought the introduction to Psylocke was pretty cool. I thought places like the Ice Belt, Fury Greens looked really stunning. There's a lot of standout tracks for me. Fury Greens, I think Psylocke's boss fight theme was really cool. All the tracks in this game were all really good. A lot of the Morph Ball sections look fucking stunning too. There's this one part of like Fury Greens where I'm looking at the Morph Ball, one of like the Morph Ball tunnels, and I'm just looking at this like beautiful backdrop. I want more of that in my Metroid Prime. Speaking of the boss fights in this game are pretty good. Stand out for me were the Psylocke fight, the one in Flare Pool was really fun. I thought most of the boss fights, for the most part, were all really fun. And I think Retro Studios boss fights are all just very enjoyable for the most part. So, getting that out of the way, oh my god, this negative section, man, it's going to be a fucking long one. Ugh. I have a lot to say, so buckle down.
Double down. That shit is a two-pack of ass.
I don't mind having characters in a Metroid game. Metroid Prime 2 and Prime 3, Fusion and Dread have Metroid characters. I think the difference in those games is they don't really get in my way as much as they do in this game. Places like the Flare Pool, the mines, in the later half of this game, in the later half of Fury Greens, they just, oh my god, get in my fucking way just to tell me useless shit. And they don't really have fun personalities. They kind of just feel like characters in like a Marvel movie. For instance, there's this one part where I'm looking at this beautiful bridge, the tower in Fury Greens with the music. I'm having this nice pretty moment, but nope, I gotta defend enemies for miles. He's gonna tell me one-liners to take me out of the atmosphere. This game also has backtracking. I don't usually mind backtracking. I don't usually complain about backtracking. I think the difference in this is that this desert, this barren, empty desert, is really boring to explore. The backtracking in this game is really bad, and I have to do it a bunch of times. I have to get my fucking beam upgrades. I have to go to Miles' camp to watch the same repetitive fucking cutscene over and over again. I mentioned the desert earlier on. This desert fucking sucks. There's nothing to do other than collect crystals. There's nothing to fucking scan here. There's nothing to actually do. The next few minutes of this video is going to be spoilers. So skip to wherever time frame where I'm not talking about spoilers, which will probably be my final thoughts. Holy shit. Once you get out of the Ice Belt, there's almost nothing, and I mean nothing redeemable. Flare Pool is really boring. I do not like this. This hit to the flare, I have to backtrack like I mentioned. And this backtracking sequence is some of the most unfun I've had with a Metroid game. I do not like Flare Pool. I have to watch boring cutscenes. I don't care about any of these characters. Flare Pool has me interact with these. I have to play these same repetitive dogfights. There's nothing fun to scan here. And then we get to the final area. Oh boy, to get to the final area, I have to collect crystals. But this game doesn't tell you that this is useful in any regard. So I have to fucking drive around the desert just to collect crystals. Yay. I'm having the time of my life, mindlessly driving around, collecting crystals in this boring world. Now, I'm going to talk about Psylocke. So I haven't really mentioned the story much, because I don't really want to talk about video game stories that much in this video. I don't know. I'm not the person to articulate stories, but I do like Metroid lore. And I think this game story isn't awful. I think it's very flawed. Psylocke is a very wasted potential character. I like his boss fight, I like his design, I like his music. But the way he's implemented as a villain, I think just having a little bit more, other than like this really stupid backstory that feels like something in like a Five Nights at Freddy's game, and then the ending to this game is really, really fucking stupid. I forgot to mention the mech shit. Oh my god. I also have to collect mech parts. Kinda like the Chozo artifacts, but somehow way worse than the Chozo artifacts. Somehow more unengaging, more mindless. But back to the other part I was gonna mention. Sorry for the backtracking. So the ending to this game is really stupid. All my characters sacrifice to help Samus. The thing is, I don't care about any of these characters. I don't like how they're written. The only one I cared about was the one in the ice belt. But honest to God, I just don't care enough about these characters. There's one thing Retro Studios is really good at, and that is show don't tell and give you move lore dump. I think the Metroid Prime series is known for that through scanning. And I think scanning should have been a bigger part in this game. Anyways, I think I'm gonna end this section through my final thoughts.
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment, and I don't...
What went wrong? I don't know. This game was stuck in development hell, and this game wasn't marketed well at all. Nintendo made some questionable decisions, never really showed this game off at all. But that's kind of thanking Metroid Prime 4 is worth your time, which it really isn't. If this is the direction of the Metroid franchise, I'm very unexcited, which I hope to God it isn't. But this is not the way to make a Metroid game. In certain parts of this game, this doesn't feel like a Retro Studios game. At least from some sources, that Retro Studios knew that this game's desert hub was very dodgy, and they didn't really have time to scrap it. If I had to give a score, it'd probably be a 6.4. I don't really care, I want to just end this video. The next video is going to be more passionate. It's either going to be me going through indie games I've been playing recently, or a Majora's Mask video. So something more positive than this. I don't like making negative reviews. I didn't really want to make this review. Goodbye.